Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining today's roundtable, the business case for smarter local marketing. We're excited to dig into how brands are cutting costs, saving time, and driving real ROI by bringing all their local marketing efforts under one roof. While we're waiting for everyone to get settled, we're just going to go ahead and go through a couple of quick housekeeping notes. So first and foremost, we are recording today's session. So don't worry if you miss anything. We're going to go ahead and send the recording your way in the next few days so you can rewatch or share it out with your teams because it's going to be that exciting. Second, we would love to hear from you. So feel free to drop your questions into the Q&A tool at any time throughout this presentation. We've gone ahead and saved some time at the end for Q&A, and we're going to get through as many as we can today. If we don't get to yours, don't worry, we're not missing it. We're going to go ahead and follow up directly after this call. And finally, once the session wraps, a short survey will pop up. It only takes a minute, and we'd really appreciate your feedback. I know the tendency is to X out. We're going to ask that you go ahead and answer this one, especially if there are topics you'd like to see us cover in the future. So with that, we've given a couple minutes and we've only got 30 minutes together today. So we're going to go ahead and get started and dive into the real reason we're here today. We've got brand new results from a total economic impact study on SOCi conducted by Forrester Consulting. If you haven't had a chance to read the report yet, I'm going to give you a little bit of a spoiler alert. A couple of standout stats include 192% ROI over 3 years and 4.5 million in total value realized. Definitely some exciting numbers and a compelling story. And I'm really looking forward to unpacking what it could mean for your business today. Before we get too far along, I will go ahead and introduce myself since I'm one of the people you get to deal with today. My name is Erin Dempster. I am the Vice President of Pre-Sales and Value Consulting here at SOCi. I have the absolute privilege of leading our value consulting, solution engineering, and strategic solutions teams, some of the most impressive individuals I have ever had the opportunity to work with. Together, those teams partner across the full pre-sales journey to help prospects and customers understand the value SOCi delivers and to make sure experiences for customers are seamless from day one. And now I am absolutely thrilled to introduce you to our Forrester consultant, Coco. Coco is a consultant in Forrester's total economic impact practice, where she helps technology companies quantify the business and financial impact of their solutions. She brings deep experience across SaaS, MarTech, and financial services with a background in both economic consulting and banking. I will turn the floor over to her, so go ahead and take it away, Coco.
Thank you so much, Erin, and thank you for having me today. So, hi everyone, my name is Chenchen, and go with Coco. And as Erin mentioned, I am a consultant with Forrester Total Economic Impact team. We are helping hundreds of business clients to define their business value cases. So I'm so glad to work with SOCi team in the past couple of months on this TEI case study. So before we get to all the juicy part of the study, I want to inform our audience today that this TEI study was commissioned by SOCi and delivered by our Forrester Consulting Group. And SOCi introduced the current customers to our team and we conducted interviews. The content in today's webinar is a high-level summary of the full case study. So with that all said, let's get to it. First, I want to introduce the methodology, total economic impact. As known as TEI study, has been used over 20 years by technology customers and technology organizations. It consists of 4 components of evaluate and justify technology investment: benefit, cost, flexibility, and risks. So on SOCi projects, we took a multi-step approach to evaluate the impact, starting from due diligence by reviewing SOCi available materials and interview SOCi internal stakeholders. Then we entered one of the most critical phase of the project, the customer interviews. So we can collect the user cases, collect the data, and then we can build our composite organization and the financial model. With all the materials, we write the case study and publish it. Now we are so excited to share the high-level results with our audience today. Now I want to go through the process of how we got those analysis done and those numbers out. On these slides, we show the basic information about all the interviewees. In my opinion, the customer interview phase is one of the most important parts of the whole project. It is so critical to collect the right data, to collect the right narrative, and understand the benefit delivered by SOCi to the customers, right? So in the project, we interviewed 4 different companies who are leveraging SOCi platform for their localized marketing and helping to manage their online presence across different locations. So they are from a diverse range of industry from retail, telecommunications, youth activities, and fitness. And they are based in the US. The number of local stores ranged from 48 to more than 5,500. To present the business value of SOCi in more detail, we also want to introduce our composite organization first. It was created to convey the aggregated financial analysis, and we hope this could be resonate with some of our audience here today. So based on the company we interviewed and the prospects of SOCi, we assume the composite organization is a B2C enterprise with 1 billion US dollar annual store sale in the US. And it has over 1,000 local stores across the country. So we hope those characteristics are more or less resonated with your organization. So some of the case can applicable to your organization. During those interviews, we are asking the customer journey. What are the challenges you were facing before investing in SOCi? So you can imagine different organizations are facing different different challenges, but here are some of the common ones. The overall challenging in those prior SOCi environments includes first, lack of effective solution for comprehensive digital marketing. Before deploying SOCi, the interviewee's organization has less effective solutions to support digital marketing for both corporation and the local stores. Second, the low efficiency in managing business pages, responding to online reviews, and managing social media accounts for both corporations and local stores as well. All those stores had different, like multiple social media accounts to manage, but it was so time consuming and a lot of manual work involved to update business information, manage reviews and content, which caused inconsistency and delayed response. The third, lack of visibility and control over social media content. Companies with local stores want to build unique communities through social media platform and content, but also maintain a consistent brand image. So if there's no proper tools, it was so difficult to achieve the objective here. So with all those challenges in the prior environment, interviewees organizations are looking for a solution to solve those challenges. They want to have a powerful tool, a digital marketing solution to their stores to help their local store to work more efficiently while maintaining brand consistency as a corporation. They want to have a centralized digital marketing effort into one platform to offer corporate teams better visibility and control while streamlining coordinations with local stores. And also they want to have an expert team support to enhance their impact of social media. So based on the interviewees of those 4 organizations, on this slides, I'm so pleased to present the investment outcome. With in-depth conversation and comprehensive assessment, we determined that the 3-year impact of leveraging SOCi leverage SOCi as follows. The return on investment is 192%, which means each dollar you spend with SOCi, the net return is $1.92. And the total present value of benefit over 3 years is 4.5 million US dollars. And the net present value is over 3 million. So if you look at the quotes here, the vice president of marketing at the retail company shared with us, like their marketing committee went over the budget, and the only thing they didn't touch was SOCi. Everyone in the committee think the SOCi brings a lot of value to the team. So I think his comment here provide a strong support evidence that SOCi delivers the real benefits to the client. So let's dive into those values here. In the case study, we're able to quantify 3 different benefits category enabled by SOCi. The efficiency gain from accelerated digital presence, which is worth over 2.1 million over 3 years. The second benefit is business growth from higher traffic and conversion, 1.1 million over 3 years. And the third one is business growth from customer loyalty, another 1.4 million. So let's dive deeper into each of them. First of all, efficiency gain from accelerated digital presence. If you're familiar with digital marketing or social media and content management, you will know that there's a lot of manual work involved on a daily basis. With the deployment of SOCi, the interviewee's company can automate a lot of those tasks and enjoy an efficiency lift. In the financial model and case study, we are able to quantify that. The composite organization saves 8 hours with social media post scheduling and automation per store, and another 8 hours per store for corporate to local store communications on social post alignment and approval process. Each store sees a 75% time reduction on maintaining different store online business pages with SOCi listing, and a 90% time reduction on online review responses with SOCi Genius reviews. I'm sure some of those benefits could attract your attention because we consistently heard from interviewees like SOCi, how incredible SOCi is to save them, like the benefits brought to those interviewees. And in the case study, you can find lots of testimonies speaking about those benefits. And the second benefit category is about business growth from higher traffic and conversion. That is one of the most commonly objective that interviewees are investing in social media and investing in SOCi. With SOCi listing and social, the composite organization could enjoy an 8% increase in its digital traffic and a 20% increase in the conversion rate. The VP of marketing at the retail organization shared this. He said SOCi gave them a 20 to 30% lift in sales made by the customers who have gone through and seen them online or they have met the store owner. This is the power of building an online community with a brand consistency, authentic social media content. And in the case study, we discussed more enablers of this benefit and hope some of them can resonate with you if you read through it. And the last quantifiable benefits related to customer loyalty, which translates to the repurchase rate, right? So the interviewee shared responding to reviews, creating social media content, be part of the community, all those factors improved customer retentions, then the repurchase rate increased. In the case study, we are able to quantify a 3% increase in repurchase rate due to the implementation of SOCi. That transfers to 1.4 million US dollar profit increase over 3 years. Those are really powerful and exciting quantifiable benefits we discussed throughout the study. Besides all those quantifiable benefits we discussed, there are several unquantifiable benefits of SOCi mentioned by the interviewees. They are unquantifiable for the composite organization and discussed by the interviewees, but it doesn't mean it's unquantifiable for you or for our prospects. Some of them will still be really tangible benefits based on the different user cases, right? So in the case study, we discussed the expertise and the partnership SOCi team delivered to the interviewees organizations, and the enhanced brand consistency, and also the seamless onboarding of new social media network. Overall, SOCi platform and the SOCi team support the digital marketing of those companies in like 360 degrees, right? So if you look at the quotes here, the senior lead product management and the development at the telecommunication company shared. The SEO experts at SOCi is adding huge value to the company. Those experts make recommendations for SEO improvements, act as a partners to their organization. Besides all those benefits we discussed, in the case study, we quantified 3 different cost categories of SOCi. The SOCi annual cost, which is direct cost paid to SOCi, and the implementation training cost, as well as the ongoing management cost. Just a note to drop here, those 2 last core cost category are internal occurred costs to the composite organizations. One of the interviewees shared their implementation journey with us, which was very smooth, no issues, no loss of pages anywhere. So I hope this gives you a confidence about the, like, people always had headache about the implementation, but based on our interviewee experience, it's pretty success. So in the end, I want to conclude my sharing with the financial summary again. The ROI of SOCi is 192%, and the net present value of the investment over 3 years is over 3 million. So we highly recommend to go through the case study and find out more details, and hopefully some of them can resonate with you, and hopefully it can help you to choose the SOCi as the right platform for your organizations. Thank you here.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Coco. Obviously, we are asking you please to continue to drop in those questions. So if you had any questions that you wanted us to answer, go ahead and get them dropped in, and we're happy to go into them. Those are some really compelling findings, and it's such a strong validation of how SOCi helps brands not just show up, but stand out and actually convert in today's discovery landscape. So thank you so much for sharing that with us today. We would like to go ahead and take a few questions. So again, if you haven't already, feel free to drop your questions into the Q&A tool. We'll get to as many as we can. And if we run out of time, we'll be sure to follow up with you directly after the session. Okay, so we will go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and get our questions pulled together. First and foremost, we'll go ahead and dive in with what types of brands benefit most from SOCi's platform. Sounds like a great place to start, right? Who is the best fit for us? So because SOCi is purpose-built for multi-location, multi-unit businesses, that includes verticals like franchises, retail chains, restaurant groups, but does extend to industries like healthcare and financial services, where the structure might include individual locations, providers, agents who need to stand out locally, a lot of what Coco was talking about in her presentation, all while trying to stay compliant and on brand. So we'll take financial services as an example, whether you're talking about insurance agencies, regional banks, mortgage brokers, loan officers, the ability to strike that right balance between centralized brand control and local team empowerment is critical. And SOCi makes that balance achievable. So if you're in any of those industries, SOCi is obviously the right fit for you. With SOCi, brands can easily manage local listings, online reviews, local social content from one centralized platform, which means no more juggling tools or sacrificing compliance to support your local team. So like in the presentation, whether you have 50 locations, 5,000 more. SOCi helps you show up consistently, locally, and compliantly, and gets you everywhere that your customers are looking. Okay. And we'll see if we have another question coming our way. Okay. Can you explain more about the 55,000 plus hours saved? I'm sure that's a number that Coco gets really excited about too. So Coco, if I miss anything, you let me know. From our perspective here at SOCi, obviously a big number, right? These hours are saved by automating and streamlining processes that used to be incredibly manual and time consuming. So we're talking about things like pushing localized content across hundreds of pages, responding to reviews across all of the locations, and making sure that business listings are kept accurate and up to date. With SOCi, all of those tasks, which once required hours of repetitive work, they're centralized now and automated, which means what? It means a single team can manage the digital presence for hundreds or thousands of locations without having to scale headcount, which is kind of a key point there. So instead of spending time just keeping up, we're enabling your teams to focus on the work that really does move the needle, things like strategy, optimization, growth. It's a major shift from reactive to proactive. And it is a big reason why SOCi does deliver such strong ROI.
Erin, I really want to chime in here on these questions because when I had the conversation with interviewees, the real customer of SOCi, one thing they repeatedly mention is how SOCi could be a life changer for their local stores as well. So from the corporation perspective, there's huge saving, but for the local stores, they always like if it's franchisee, they always want to save time, they want to do less and focus on their core business. But social media marketing is one of that's so important, and they really need a powerful tool to help them to save time. And I think that's the benefits we discussed, and that's 5,000 plus hours saving is applicable to the local store as well, because each of the local store owners or your store managers will save so much on their administrative works, like responding to reviews, manage those business pages, like their literally day-to-day work with SOCi. And it will be they can reallocate those time to like business focus, to their strategic focus tasks, and drive up the revenue, drive up the business. So I think from that perspective, the saving also applies to the local store, which are super important.
Absolutely. Thank you, Coco. I think that actually feeds really nicely into our next question. So what role does AI play? Great question. And as Coco and I discussed before this webinar, I am living and breathing all things SOCi agents these days, which we're super excited about. So from our perspective, AI does play a transformational role in how SOCi enables multi-location brands to scale their local marketing efforts with consistency, speed, intelligence. But the important thing to note on the SOCi side, right, is I know we're at a point in time where everybody is using AI, but SOCi is not just using AI to automate repetitive tasks. We are taking it a step further. And that's one of the things that makes SOCi so great and exciting and kind of moving to that next level is at SOCi, the AI powers what we call genius agents. Hopefully some of you have heard of them. If you haven't, you will soon. But it's an AI-driven digital workforce that they're purpose-built for search, social, reputation management. And the important note here is these are not generic bots. So genius agents are trained on your brand's voice, compliance rules, historical performance data. They don't just react. They are proactively optimizing your business listings, generating local content tailored to each location, engaging with customers across every touch point, all in real time and all without manual intervention. And so much of that is going to tie back to what we just discussed about that time savings and letting your teams really focus where they need to. And the most exciting part is while everyone is talking about agents for SOCi, this is not theoretical. SOCi is actively rolling out the Genius agents today. And the TEI study shows how some of these innovations are already delivering real measurable ROI. So my challenge to anyone attending this webinar today is if you are looking to drive operational efficiency and revenue growth at scale, AI is the lever, SOCi's Genius Agents are how you pull it. So I would strongly encourage you to book a demo with our team, reach out to your AE or CSM, and get a chance to see it in action. From our perspective, once you experience a Genius Agent at SOCi firsthand, you will see why we very much believe it is the future of localized marketing, and we can't wait to share it with you. So thank you for that question. That kind of gets me exactly where we want to go today. And then I don't know how many we have time for, but we could dig into, I wish you could help me pick Coco. What is the timeline to ROI? So I can give my perspective from spending a lot of time on the post-sale side of my career. And then Coco, if I miss anything, please go ahead and let me know. Obviously, big question, right? If we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about big ROI numbers and getting your return on investment, there is kind of that concept of when am I actually going to start to see some of it? So very normal question. One of the most helpful insights that I found from the TEI study was that it outlined not just how much value SOCi delivers, but how quickly that value does tend to show up. So based on the report, on average, organizations in the study saw 192% of return on investment. You saw that in a few slides because amazing number. And many were able to achieve the payback in under 6 months. So pretty compelling timeline, especially when you consider the scale of the platform. That being said, I did spend the majority of my career in post-sale, so we will go ahead and highlight that results can vary depending on a few factors, such as your organization size, the number of SOCi modules that you adopt, and how you implement the platform. But because SOCi reduces the manual work that we've been discussing today, streamlines those workflows, improves performance across critical areas like listings, reviews, and content, most teams do begin seeing real measurable impact early on in their journey, which kind of aligns with what we were discussing earlier.
Yeah, and also I want to chime in here is in the case study we discussed the payback period is definitely less than 6 months. And the one thing that ties to that is about implementation, right? When we have those implementations kicks in, people always think, oh, it's take a long time, which gonna delay the process. But we constantly hear from customers doing those interviews, like the implementation journey is really smooth. And as long as it's prepared right, right, and work with SOCi team together on that journey, it won't like be a like hassle, right? It won't take like a year long, or it's gonna get to like really to a black hole. That didn't happen for those for our interviewees. So if we with that confidence, and also we said like the partnership with SOCi, right? The experts provided by SOCi, that's not another layer of guarantee or insurance on this. So if you see a delayed delayed return, that means SOCi will help you like more like on their end to make sure you are realizing the value as soon as possible. So we're
that will
confident on that.
My final plug for our post-sale team, just because they know I love them so much and I think they're absolutely phenomenal in what they do. So we are down to 1 minute. So thank you so much, Coco, for being a part of today's conversation and coming to spend some time with us. Thank you, everyone, for bringing some great questions. We appreciate it to close us out today. If we didn't get to your question during the session, don't worry. Someone from our team will be following up. We'll go ahead and read through them and get back to you. And a quick reminder, this session was recorded, which means you can watch it over and over again as much as you would like to. We'll go ahead and send out the replay to everyone who registered. And reminder, please, a short survey is going to pop up. Resist clicking that X and please go ahead and fill it out. If you have a minute to share your feedback or ideas for future topics, we would very much appreciate it. So thank you again for joining us today and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.